The indomitable human spirit. Oh, sorry, not that one. The indomitable human spirit. What is it, do you ask? Well, for you to understand, we must go to the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Wait, that's way too early. Let's see. Wait. Germany did what? Twice? Okay, way too recent. Let's see. Perfect. In lands filled with ferocious beasts, adapted to kill after millions of years of evolution, a constant competition in an unpredictable race for survival. Yet one species stood, surviving inclement weather, scarcity of food, regional competition, and all the odds against them. A species that could walk tirelessly for days, regulate its own body temperature, and being really great at saving calories. Thing we might regret now, but anyway. We divided, we conquered, we evolved, and we crawled our way to the top of our whole planet's ecosystem. And you're telling me that we lost to low-tier rock-type Pokemon? Oh, hell nah! Now, don't get me wrong, I love these movies. The atmosphere, the human touch, John Krasinski really crafted a great story here. It's one that can have you on your toes, the concept is great, I really love it. I wouldn't spend my daily free, usually Balatro time to write, record, and edit this otherwise. I'm a 9-to-5 warrior, so your like and subscribe is really appreciated. But anyway, it's a great concept. Near unstoppable beasts that put humanity on their knees, but with the silver lining of them being blind, so survivors must create a workaround that changes drastically the way of living. I just love that so much. The acting is also great, the set pieces are phenomenal, but the only thing is, well, you know, that ain't nothing like this ever happening, bro. No way. And I'm not talking about whether creatures like this could or not theoretically exist. It's just that humanity is built different, bro. And I just can't with how much we got undersold in these movies. And just to prove my point, I'll put modern day humans against 4 different scenarios, each of them worse than the one before. First, it will be realistically what will happen from my point of view. Second, the Death Angels will have the element of surprise on them. Third, they will have the element of BS on their side. And fourth, well, you'll have to stick around to find out. So, alright, buckle up, let's see how far humanity goes in this gauntlet. Let's go! Yep, you read that right. I believe IRL this would have been stopped way before the damn things even set a foot on our planet. The truth of the matter is that we would have seen them coming from extremely far away. We have a 24/7 permanent eye on the sky. Heck, each month NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office releases an update featuring the most recent figures on NASA's planetary defense efforts, near-Earth objects, close approaches, and other timely facts about comets and asteroids that could pose an impact hazard with Earth. They track and predict the orbits of any objects, no matter their size, that barely decides to come around Earth. Heck, they even have estimates of how many grains of sand sized particles arrive to Earth on a daily basis, mon. There's plenty of dudes out there whose sole work purpose is to check on this very thing, and you are telling me a stupidly huge hive of Demogorgon-shaped asteroids are going to go unnoticed? Nah, bro. We wouldn't even care for what the hell was coming inside those asteroids, just knowing it's gonna rain rocks coming at Mach top of our cities. It's enough for all the world powers to first panic, but later get their shit together and do something about it. And now, before you come with the whole "but Sir Tower, we actually don't have any technology to do something about it," or "but Sir Tower, they didn't come in one big rock that could be easily redirected, they were plenty and were separated." Well, for you, first, go touch some grass, bro. Really, you need it. And second, let me tell you about DART. DART, also known as NASA's Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or as the director puts it, "We have a responsibility to protect our home planet, after all, it's the only one we have." This mission shows that NASA is trying to be ready for whatever the universe throws at us, and we have proven we are a serious defender of the planet kinda mission, you know? And in this mission, they impacted an asteroid by intentionally crashing into it. No bombs, no lead, no gunpowder, dairy-free, gluten-free, and just like this, successfully changed its orbit. Because remember, in space, the gravity of many different objects affects the trajectory of whatever is just cruising through space. As we all know, how our big brother Jupiter actually is constantly saving Earth from dangerous collisions just by his sheer thickness, changing the trajectory of celestial bodies, adding more to the small chance of the damn things just going unnoticed through the whole solar system. But anyway, going to the second one, well, would you look at that? Many asteroids are actually just clusters of rocks, dust, and particles, and realistically, traveling for so long in space, the dead angels will probably have some level of attraction between them, thus actually creating a biblically accurate dead angel cluster while traveling that long distance, and only separate once they were close enough to Earth for its pull to do its thing. You know, as they say that will happen if the moon came too close to Earth, that will destroy it and make it a ring for the planet, just like that. But anyway, for scientists at the beginning, seeing asteroids like this was scary, because it means that they could absorb any impact and get back together after a while, which will make it impossible to be destroyed. A scary thing, because yeah, the easiest method to change the trajectory of one thing will be to just bonk it with a probe, and then being a glorified ball pit could make the effort useless. So NASA just said, screw it, we ball, and wanted to figure it out for themselves as early as possible. So they just kamikazed asunder into it. And yes, the asteroid absorbed the impact quite well, but they were able to redirect it enough to confirm that if the time came, even being not one solid object but a cluster of them, its own pull will be enough to keep clear all its pieces from hitting Earth. So yeah, that's it. Roll credits. But alright, if you are not happy with that and think that laws of physics won't apply to them for whatever reason, and they will travel in separate formation like a space biker gang ready to catch beef with any space sport biker they caught on sight, well, let me remind you that all past successful redirection has been done by kinetic means, aka hitting stuff real hard, real fast. Can't stop the A train, no sir. Well, now let me introduce you to the world of nukes. Shockwaves behave different in space. As you know, they happen on Earth because of the density of the air. The particles bump into each other at more than the speed of sound and yada yada. Point is, in space there's little to no density. That means, in theory, there will be no shockwave, right? Wrong! Just photons are enough to make objects move in almost perfect vacuum. And believe me, a shower of radioactive particles and materials will definitely create an impact. And remember, we don't need to destroy them, not even send them to freaking Proxima Centauri. We just need to alter their trajectory just enough for them to miss Earth. Which is actually easier than you think. Earth is huge, yes, but the empty space around it is several times larger. And you know what they say, if you point a laser to the moon, you only need to move your hand 2 centimeters to miss it by several kilometers. So yes, from my point of view, realistically, the dead angels wouldn't even put a foot on the mainland. A quiet place day 1? Pfft, more like a quiet place day minus 269, am I right? Well, in any case, let's move on to the next one. Alright, first kind of a prelude or chapter 1.5 for those still doubtful of the last chapter. Let's say we fail. We just aren't able to redirect the dead angels and they will hit Earth. That will not take away from the fact that we 100% must have noticed them coming, quite possibly months in advance. We would have prepared, evacuated, and had a precise time and location of collision. Humanity as a whole will be in high alert and definitely prepared to the best of our abilities weeks before the arrival. Well, I just want you to have this in mind for a realistic scenario now that I will introduce chapter 2. Just think about this while I talk about it. That in real life we would have been so much more prepared and still. Well, anyway, without much further ado, let's begin. It's a beautiful day outside. Birds are singing, flowers are blooming. On days like these, oh God, what is that? Boom! Out of nowhere. No foreplay today, kiddos. The full Dead Angels army jumped, slipstreamed, hyperspaced, bleeped, blinked, warped, however the heck your favorite sci-fi media calls it, right into Earth's atmosphere. No time to prepare, it is here, now, and we must deal with it. Now, the only way to give credit to what's going on in the movies, we must assume the army is tremendously large, and the spread of them falling across the Earth must have been tremendous. Cough, cough, which knowing Earth's surface is 71% water will mean the vast majority of them should have ended up sinking to the depths of the ocean. Cough, cough, but whatever, cough. So, let's give them the best odds. They land mostly in, well, land on the top of the biggest population centers or most important and populated cities in all countries, and also spreading out quite a lot in all general directions. So how does humanity respond? Well, immediate, uncontrolled, and unholy panic, of course. It's raining freaking organic blenders after all, and amidst the panic it will be difficult to discover patterns at first, but we humans are smarter than you think, and we have survived myriad of things. So, out of quick thinking and some noble natural selection sacrifices, we will discover some things about their behavior. First, being they are blind, and that they act mostly out of instinct, and this happens in the movies as well. This information is crucial and it will get out there fast. Things get out tremendously fast nowadays, thanks to the internet. If not, just ask the hack to a girl. But it doesn't matter anyway, because we will resort to our first trial and error, highly smart scientific method experiment of shooting the damn things with increasingly stronger calibers until they stop moving. Ooh yeah. And I know what you're thinking. They can tank the weapons in the movies. Yes, they do, little one. But there's one thing they can't tank: the laws of physics. So, they have extremely durable armor. Yes, they came from space and hit the ground at tremendous speeds with no damage, it seems. And also, let's think about the amount of heat generated from falling through orbit, which is around 1650 Celsius or 3000 freedom degrees. Yeah, I don't think your Tesla flamethrowers are hurting these bad boys. And the impact itself, objects re-entering Earth's atmosphere can reach speeds of around 28,000 kilometers per hour, and with an estimated weight of 226 kilograms or 500 cheeseburgers pounds, they will hit Earth and take a whopping 6.875 billion newtons of force. That's like being slapped with 4,000 blue whales. The combined force generated by 3,800 space shuttles engines taking off at the same time. Or, in more in-topic purposes, they tanked the equivalent of 8,200 hand grenades all at once. Which is impressive, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I think the amount of damage created by landing itself of the Death Angels it's even more noteworthy as a threat to humanity. Just think about it, each of them falling in those quantities and each of them generating around 16% of the amount of energy a small nuclear explosion makes, then yeah, just 6 or 7 of them could generate a small nuclear explosion just by landing. But we will just ignore that for now, eh? You got that? For now? Foreshadowing master, they call me. Anyway, the point is, they can take a punch, alright? But one thing is taking a blunt hit and a very different one is to take a penetrating one. Why do you see magicians lay flat on beds with huge nails? Or why can't you swing an axe or a baseball bat at the same rate and strength, but one will cut the tree and the other will not? Simple, physics. That thing we humans have studied a lot? To the biggest extent we can? Yes, that one. And for 80% of that we have studied it with something in mind, of course. And that something is how to destroy things in the most efficient way possible. And we've spared no dime on making that happen. No, sir, hell no. We've mastered protection, and as an inverse, we've mastered penetration. And humanity, being the masters of penetration we are known for, be sure we will come in armed with ballistics designed to go through tanks, to traverse meters underground into hidden bunkers. Believe me, we got the firepower we need, and we know that out of just the open to public stuff. You damn well know behind closed doors they got the special stuff in case Frieza and the boys pull up ready to throw hands, because you damn well know that if planet Namek got oil in it, it would have been blown up for very different reasons. Now, leaving that sidetrack behind, the movies shows as if humanity was put in their knees, even the military defeated, scattered over a long period of time of attrition looks like, judging by the timeline of events and the press being put out and still distributed to the public during the crisis. It shows humanity's attempts to fend off the threat as futile, as if we are being hunted by these ferocious aliens. But the thing is that they are not intelligent, nor they are coordinated. They behave like a reptile, or even worse, just straight up jumping towards whatever is the loudest thing nearby. They behave like brainless creatures just diving in full throttle to whatever caught their attention, with more confidence on themselves than those mansion-renting Seljuk influencers. In that regard, they behave more like a horde, a horde of zombies, and oh boy, let me tell you, all those zombies movies you're thinking about right now are underselling humanity's capabilities by a huge long shot too. So, as many of you will be aware and are thinking about that just now, let's talk about CONPLAN 8888. In case you didn't know, the US military have special teams of guys who are paid to overthink and imagine worst case scenarios 24/7. I know, dream job, but the important part of it is that they must come up with contingency plans, just like Batman, to have procedures in place and a plan to follow in case things go south in X, Y, or Z different scenario. That way, basically nothing can catch them by surprise. One of those plans is CONPLAN 8888, one of the only ones that is public, as it's used more as an example and a teaching tool. Now, if you would like to hear about it in detail, I recommend a video from the infographic shows about it. That's where I first heard about it, and I damn love those guys. Every time I see a video of them, goddamn, I ain't American, but those videos got me going. So yeah, I'll just summarize it here quickly, but you can check their video for more. I'll put the link somewhere, I guess. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, CONPLAN 8888 was designed first as a creative teaching tool for new military planners, to get into the nuances of how seriously even such a crazy scenario could be taken to create realistic responses from military and civil forces. So, even though it is a teaching tool, it shows a big window into the thinking process and thoughts of military planners and how it might actually go down if it ever comes to it. And heck, with all the confidential stuff they got back there, it will even probably be a better response. So, in any case, let's move on. The plan starts like this. Number 1, it begins with categorizing the type of zombie. First being the pathogenic zombie, the ones you're used to, transmitting by disease or a virus.
You're scared of zombies? Dude, that's just flat out embarrassing. You need to grow up, my guy. Oh, it's dog grounds. Fetch me your cock. My what?
Second being the radiation zombies, the Fallout kind, created by mutations and radiation. The third are evil magic zombies. Yes, that's the actual official name, which could be created by a supernatural force. Fourth is space zombies, which is self-explanatory, but maybe your guys will fall into that category. Don't know though. Any case. Fifth are weaponized zombies, ones that were designed to be used as a military weapon. Sixth, symbiont-induced zombies, when another life form is taking control of the host, just like, Last of Us or something like that. Seventh is vegetarian zombies. Yeah, just like the Plant vs. Zombies ones, scary stuff. And lastly, 8, chicken zombies, the only real kind of zombies recorded IRL thus far. After addressing that, the plan moves on to how the environment will affect zombies and remaining humans. One example being how pathogenic zombies will be weak to sunlight, as it will over time cook them in both literal and metaphorical way, so they might be more active during the night. And as for the human, the plan goes on to relate the importance of conserving rainwater, as public services might stop working and other sources of water might not be safe. Now, getting into the meat of it, the plan lays out a 5-phase response to the zombie outbreak. The very second guys who are supposed to be 2 meters underground start hitting the gritty in the surface to Michael Jackson's Thriller, the US military will launch Phase 0, shape the environment, focused on giving troops and units a time, positioning and strategic advantage. The high ground basically, against the hordes. First, by having the greatest minds in both military and civil labs identifying which one is the vector for zombification, and keeping a close eye on the spread of the disease. Next, based on their discoveries, a new training regime will be launched to all military forces. That means hazmat, biological, nuclear, chemical, etc. Those ones are already routine, but these will be specific for the situation. That way the whole military is on the same page. Next is Phase 1, Deterrence. Usually on this phase, this is a taking out a ruler, putting it on the table and let's measure who's got the bigger one. Basically, it's just making a display of military power so the wannabe adversary is deterred from playing coffin baby versus nuclear bomb. But since the dead have no fear, this one focuses on would-be pro-zombies terrorist groups, adversary nations behind the spread, or the Umbrella Corporation. This will be accomplished thanks to the large-scale training meant to demonstrate to human zombie collaborators that the military is still capable of functioning in toxic and contaminated environments, with the hope of deterring terrorist or evil bioresearch companies from aiding the zombies. Coming up is Phase 2, Seize the Initiative. This phase means the start of implementing continuity of operation plans. These ones have the objective of securing all major military commands and civilian government, so they continue to operate no matter the situation. These plans include the creation of control nodes with the deployment of ground, naval and airborne units, all prepared to remain deployed for a minimum of 35 days. That way, the military remains in total control of the entirety of its forces, no matter what is about to unfold. Later, the Strategic Command will contact potential adversary nations to inform them about the reasons of such a large-scale military mobilization, as to not have them misinterpret it as a threat to them. This phase also involves the US Air Force's Global Strike Command to create strike missions against big concentration of zombies islands and in different countries if needed as well, fortify civilian dense zones and create quarantine areas. Next is Phase 3, the one with the better name if you ask me, Dominance. I love it. Here, the big response begins. There's a big and special emphasis on how swift and quick eradication must be performed, since just one lone zombie can restart the whole apocalypse once again. Other than that, major population centers will be evacuated and secured in order to create the most favorable conditions for war. Then it comes Phase 4, Stabilization. This one shall not start earlier than at least 40 days after the start of Phase 3. This one involves reconnaissance operations to check for both isolated pockets of zombies or survivors, check on public services and the epidemiological state of the environment. Oh God. Leaving that behind, coming up is Phase 5, Normalization. The military will aid in repairing and restoring civilian and commercial infrastructure. So, in a nutshell, you can see how CONPLAN 8888 lays out a swift, concise, and efficient way to a zombie apocalypse dead on its tracks. So just think about it. The government got these D&D campaign planners to geek out fan fiction on how the military should deal with stuff like Voldemort and the boys pulling up. I guarantee the second those guys touch land, we will organize and then proceed to shoot them with harder and harder stuff until they stop moving. And I could bet all I got that we will get to a caliber enough to go through that skin. If our species has gotten good at something, is penetrating. We kept designing tough materials and subsequently designing their corresponding method to reach the guy standing behind it. I don't care how thick and tough they think their skin is, they ain't beating a .950 JDJ cartridge. $70mm of length, weighing over half a pound, probably designed by extremely sexually frustrated guys and inspired by human nature of bigger equal better. So done. We will just get a small heart attack by their jump scare and then proceed to organize and curb stomp them in a shorter time that Concord was online. Easy. Rasputia was able to make more damage to human society in one visit to the water park than these guys could to Earth in a couple of weeks. But just to please you all hardcore fans, alright, so now not only they jump us out of nowhere, so no prep time, no nothing, now they also have freaking fantasy, sci-fi, adamant, vibra, eternium armor, no matter how you want to call them, and there's literally no freaking way of killing one of these things in a way that wasn't shown in the movies, no matter what we throw at them. So, how will we go about this? Are we cooked? Is this it, chat? GG's? All the countries and powers of this planet, all of their years of experience, everything we have managed as a species, all for nothing. All beaten by a what? A 15-year-old deaf girl. A 15-year-old deaf girl. Yes, her and her alone came upon an effective counter to these creatures, whose most important gimmick is that they rely on sound. Alright, hear me out. All the way back on 2017, which mind you is almost 10 years ago, in the news there was turmoil, something impactful, right out of a sci-fi show. It happened in the United States Embassy on the island of Cuba. Reports claimed the embassy personnel was attacked with what was described at the time as an acoustic weapon. Personnel described the effects as following. The bones of their cranium vibrated, producing a horrifying intense pain, severe nausea that led to spontaneously vomiting right there on the spot they were standing in. Some even got permanent loss of hearing out of the incident. Members of American intelligence agencies were quick to point out that it would be absurd to pinpoint the incident on the government of Cuba, that this attack had to come from a world power, be it a powerful nation or a powerful organization, far more advanced and far more dangerous. Are you curious as to how that acoustic weapon sounded at the time? If you are comfortable with it, here you will get a minuscule and reduced sample of what they heard on the embassy, so you can drop down in the comments that you were unfazed by it and that you built different. But have in mind, it will only be 5% of what the diplomatic personnel had to hear and feel. So, just so you get an idea, and if you are creative enough, with good enough headphones and volume, you can try to imagine what they had to go through, what it feels to be objective of a weapon you can't dodge, one You can't hide behind a wall to cover from it. One that will find you no matter where you hide. Something you don't hear with your ears but with your bones. So, buckle up. Here it goes at 5%. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Now, this was almost 10 years ago, and today it's like coming out here and saying that rain gets you wet. You've seen them used in today's day and age in protest, here and there to deter people, to make them run like a herd. These weapons are easy to mobilize, mass produce, and can be used with a 2-minute YouTube tutorial. We all have seen it, so with this president of technology, you want to come here and tell me to my face that the guys whose entire life is dedicated to spend that sweet defense budgets, and mind you, of all the world, small, big and huge countries, never even got close to figuring out a way to defeat them, but the deaf girl could. Brother, come on. The situation was as dire as it can get. There must be an insanely huge amount of dead angels if they want to create a scenario anywhere near to what is shown in the movies. In them, it seems as if they got the whole planet on their knees, and that's a lot of land to cover. If the whole world went silent, it means that most of the land must have at least a couple of them near you at all time. Which is crazy when you think about how big some countries are. Like, mate, out of sheer chance, for example, in Australia, most of the freaking things will end up in the outback, which is 70% of the land mass, and it just holds 5% of the population. And mate, even with the fantasy PS armor, I don't think the damn things are surviving to what's out there. Shit you not, they pull up and are greeted by a Roos, challenges them to a fight, clocking them in the jaw and knocking them out cold. They ain't making it to the nearest servo station. But anyway, my point is, it will be a matter of time to figure out their weakness is sound. We like finding the weakness on things, and even in the movie they quite quickly catch on to that fact. So even if most of the ground is compromised, with enough aerial support between all countries, they can organize a But Sir Tower, how can they fly planes and helicopters if they can't use the runways? They can't fly forever, the airports will be overrun, they will run out of fuel eventually.
Coco, you're changing!
My dear friend who has the same last name twice, there are 19,919 airports and runways in the United States alone, and 11 active aircraft carriers which are on the sea and are nuclear powered. And once it's discovered what frequency affects the things the most, wouldn't you think they will secure these ones first? The freaking things aren't even smart. They launch into whatever is making the most noise. That's fairly simple. Your 13-year-old cousin learned how to counter that while playing stealth games. They can be lured into whatever you want and then proceed to do with them whatever you want. But keep it E for everyone at least, please. Well, in any case, humanity, once again, will pull through out of these terrible odds and make his way out. So now, what could go wrong? Well, if you paid attention to my not so subtle foreshadowing, you know where this is going, and I like you. Also, if you've liked the video this far, I'd appreciate a like and for you to let me know your thoughts down below. But now, moving on, the only way I believe humanity will end in all fours the way it was in the original movie is if this is what ended up happening. Once again, they fall out of nowhere, they slipstream right into our noses, but they keep their momentum and catastrophe truly ensues. Thousands of meteors dropping onto Earth and its most important cities. Governments crippled, military efforts crushed upon the weight of physics and the law of thermodynamics. Even before they could even begin organizing, it was a flash, and in an instant it was like a nuclear war ensued as explosions of several megatons rained upon the vast majority of the population. And those lucky, or maybe unlucky enough to be outside the range of the many asteroid collisions on the planet, and if the conditions were just right for the entire ecology of the planet to not change drastically thanks to the sudden impacts, well, now they have to deal with sentient shredders who hear their every move. Just to convey it better, let's kinda do a simulation using a highly accurate, top-of-the-line, physics engine cosmic scale collision simulator. Haters will say it's a free mobile game. Okay, here we are. Let's see. Asteroid? Will asteroid be alright? Will it be like good size? Oh. Oh god, oh that might be a little bit too much. Maybe meteor shower? That could be a little bit less. What? No, I'm trying to. No, oh god, oh what have I done? I just want to move the planet. I just know. Oh god, oh no, oh what have I done? Well, I guess it does kind of convey the point. Alright, let's continue with this, I guess. And oof. Yeah, around the a little bit over there and there, and yeah, and Central America is a little bit too good, you know. Alrighty. Yeah, around like that will the continent look, and over here, don't you dare think you'll be safe. Let's send the big one over there because why not? Wait, where's France? Well, oh, no, yeah, asteroid is way too much. I guess we will never get a quiet place in Europe, I guess now. Let's see. Just a little bit over there and over there. Yep, around right. And yep. Nice. We'll somehow survive that, I'm pretty sure. And let's see what else. Just sprinkle a little bit over here as well. And once again, as I said, sorry, but we'll have to. Oh yeah, that's how it looks now. Pretty dire situation, pretty bad if you live in the world normally. So I think this will kind of convey my point.
of like, oh yes, I've heard that New Zealand was the best place to live enduring some kind of any catastrophe. Like it's far from all nuclear wars, all nuclear anything, you know. So yeah. Oh god, I might have overdone it a little bit. Did I? Yeah, let's just ignore that half of the planet and oof. Well, yeah, this is what they must survive now. Yes, yes. Only this way it will make sense. Absolutely.
And now, with the Earth and its majority of population in shambles, governments fallen, no reliable way of organizing and fighting back. Is this the end? Are we done? Is this the percentage of our potential as a species we were able to reach? Will we never reach the stars? Now, not even watch them without cowering in fear. Have you not been listening? We are not surviving, we are thriving. For hundreds of thousands of years, 300,000 to be exact, our ancestors weren't living in cozy climate-controlled homes, having a mental breakdown because they couldn't get a Stanley tumbler or the last Labubu, and now have to cope with it doom-scrolling TikTok.
We are locked in, thinking for over 160 glizzies, entering glizzy overdrive.
Heck, we have only had electricity for the past 225 years of those 300,000. That's 0.075% of the time we've been here on Earth. We are talking about a world where behind every blade of grass, every minuscule rustle, there could be a saber-toothed tiger looking for a tasty little snack. Where the local grocery store was a patch of berries you hoped weren't poisonous, or a woolly mammoth you had to take down with 2 sticks and a rock, and you had to share the rock. No firepower, no problem. Our ancestors didn't have .950 JDG cartridges or acoustic weapons, and they certainly didn't have 50 million power on Rise of King. They had spears carved from wood, rocks sharpened into crude tools, and the most powerful weapon of all, their brains. They figure out how to hunt gigantic, terrifying beasts, animals that could easily squash them, glory kill them, get a clip, and teabag them to Kingdom Come. We are talking about hunting animals like the woolly mammoth, which could weigh up to 6 tons. 6 tons, mon! That's 3 hippopotamus or 6 horses, or a delivery truck. Now, dear Timmy, are you fighting a delivery truck? Well, if it's a life or death situation, hell yeah you are. Teach that FedEx truck who's boss. This is our planet, baby. They did this not with brute force, but with strategy, cooperation, and an understanding of their prey's weakness. And not only that, would you consider Earth a big rock? Well, imagine migrating across continents, through scorching deserts and freezing tundras. No GPS, no ChatGPT, no travel insurance, no insulated clothing, and certainly no air conditioner. Early humans did all that so Instagram could be as racist as it is today. We evolved to be incredibly adaptable. Our bodies are designed for endurance. Those tireless, hairless monkeys meme, it's real. And hell yeah, it was scary for all species on our menu back then. We can regulate our body temperature, run for incredible distances, and store energy efficiently. More importantly, our brains are problem-solving machines. Faced with scarcity, we innovated. Faced with danger, we organized. We developed language, complex social structures, and the ability to pass knowledge down through generations. That's how we learned which plants were food and which were poison, how to track an animal for days without getting tired, or how to use fire to cook, protect, and create. So, when we see the death angels crippling governments and crushing military efforts, just remember, the core of humanity's strength isn't just our technology or our organized armies, it's the inherent, deeply ingrained drive to survive, adapt, and innovate. It's the same spirit that allowed a handful of early guys, because that's what they were, just like you and me, regular dudes, to become the dominant species of this planet, facing threats far more biologically optimized for killing than a blind Demogorgon knockoff. So, even if every major city was flattened, every government dissolved, and every piece of advanced tech turned to scrap, you'd still have millions of people spread across the globe, and given enough time, just like our ancient ancestors, we would first observe and learn, quickly figuring out the angels' reliance on sound and their lack of buoyancy as shown in the movies. Second, innovate. We will start crafting new, quieter tools and figuring out ways to generate controlled, localized bursts of sounds to lure or deter. Example, if it was me, if you ask me what would I do in the situation, easy. Get a deep pond, a lake or something similar, big body of water, whatever. Get to the middle or far away into it. Put something emitting sound. The damn things look like they can listen from really far away, and more than that, they are just mindless beasts. They don't even think, ration, or anything at all, it seems. There's nothing happening on those coconuts, you know? They just are like listen sound and neuron activation and just lash to anything without second thought. And just like a late 90s video game protagonist, water is game over. Just like flies coming straight into a trap, it will be an easy way of getting a lot of them gone. They don't float and they just stay down there, it seems. That's what we've seen on the movies. And it becomes even easier if you live by the shore with something like a pier that goes kind of far. Just put the sound emitter away from the end of the pier and you'll get passive assist kills messages for a long time. But anyway, last but certainly not least, we would organize, even without Uncle Sam. Small communities will form, driven by necessity and shared purpose. You know all those zombie shows where humans end up being scarier to find than zombies? Well, don't you think if that was the case, we would have been goners at any given point during the whole hundreds of thousands of years we existed? You know, the ones without governments, without nothing, where we were just chilling around. Do you really think everyone will go psycho the second society collapses? The very fact we even developed a society at all is proof that no matter the bad apples that exist, the vast majority of humanity will follow its nature. And that nature is not what you see on the news every day. That's what they want to show you because that's what sells. But the not so mainstream reality, because it just doesn't get your blood pumping and it doesn't get that many eyes and views, it's that the silent reality, the common truth of daily life is that if you stop 1 second and look around you, love. Love is everywhere.
Once you do the hard stuff, it becomes not that hard. I may not be the man I used to be, the one who didn't graduate from high school, but unexpectedly, awesomely, I could still do the fun stuff he did. In fact, my alley fight dude's 4 score has never been better. I've come a long, long way, and in the end, I still get to be me, but better. Now you're probably saying to yourselves, how did he do it? And for why? The answer is, I did these things for myself. Not to impress anyone, but because I'm surrounded by impressive people. People who lifted me up and showed me that it's possible to do great, hard things. Today, I may inspire you, but I'm just part of a larger chain reaction. Let my success today lift you up so that you too can do great, hard things. And after you, more people. And after billions of people all over the world, overcoming obstacles, inspiring other people.
Whenever I get gloomy with the state of the world, I think about the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport. General opinion's starting to make out that we live in a world of hatred and greed. But I don't see that. Seems to me that love is everywhere. Often it's not particularly dignified or newsworthy, but it's always there. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, husbands and wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, old friends. When the planes hit the Twin Towers, as far as I know, none of the phone calls from the people on board were messages of hate or revenge. They were all messages of love. If you look for it, I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.
You know, my mother used to say, a long time ago, whenever there would be any really catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers, you know, even just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing rescue teams, of showing who medical people, anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
From the random act of kindness, the small thank you, the nod of the head, the share of a laugh, to the biggest sacrifices a parent will do for their children, the biggest sacrifices someone will do for thousands of strangers, the doctors that travel around the world without getting paid for it, the veterinarians who travel around their city trying to save every single life they catch their eye upon. without getting anything from it, not even a thank you, because the animals can't say thank you back. Those who mourn the fallen, those who build monuments for them, those who fight tooth and nail to protect those monuments. Out there exists an enormous army of people that on their day-to-day, they silently and without expecting much or anything in return are willing to help one another. And they do every single day in small gestures, because our existence in this planet depends on it. The weight of the world is in your shoulders. You who day by day smiles, leaves the door open for who's coming behind. The human way is to unite, evolve and thrive together. No flower blooms alone, there is always a field, because if you think that the human empire we stand on today, dominating this planet, could have been created with all of us going their own way, you haven't been paying attention at all. Hey, if you are hearing this, I thank you so much for listening through all the way here. This is my first time doing YouTube this way, and I have like 7 subscribers and 5 of them is my mom, so you have no idea how much it means to me if anyone ever gets to hear these words. I hope you're doing great, and once again I thank you for chilling with me in this yapping session. There's more to come, so I'd appreciate you if you subscribe and stick around for this journey, wherever it might lead us. I won't take any more of your time in this instance. Thank you, and farewell, stranger. Stay safe. I hope I will see you again.